Turn that off right now. Don't let me forget to turn it back on because it's all this traffic out here. Well, it is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025, and didn't get anything earlier. We're passing down the west side of Washington Island on our way to Baily's Harbor today. We up the anchor in Washington Harbor just about half an hour ago, and we're almost immediately ensconced in fog. And I don't know if there's a fishing tournament going on or something like that, but there are little fishing boats everywhere. I shouldn't say little, but smaller fishing boats, not commercial. So we've been threading a needle trying to get around all these guys. Of course, they never steer a steady course, so that's made it extra challenging getting down the side of the island here. If I'd known that, I would have gone through the Rock Island Passage and down that way, even though it's a few miles longer. Anyway. Looks like we're going to have maybe favorable winds for running right directly before the wind as the morning wears on. Probably not. It's about 33 miles down there. But got a big blow coming out of the north, so we had to get somewhere today. So we'd be protected. I'd rather be tied up to a dock for a change. But we tried to get into Egg Harbor. They wouldn't answer the phone or return our telephone calls. So we decided, since we've never been to Baily's Harbor and we've been wanting to check out that anchorage, we'll just head down there and we'll be better positioned to sail across the lake maybe one more time before our vacation is over. Anything to add, hon?
That works. We were not buggy today.
No bugs? I forgot to add that in addition to the marina not calling us back at Egg Harbor, we couldn't get a hold of them. They didn't call us back. I went to Docwa. I forgot about Docwa. I haven't used it in ages. I guess we, more often than not, stay at marinas in Michigan. You have to use the DNR website there. But we tried to reserve a slip there. It said the largest they accommodated was 50 feet. We're 52. So that may have been an issue, and I gave them our dimensions when I left the message. They may not have bothered to call back for that reason. But the point is, we when we made the reservation on Docwa, or attempted to, there goes another one. Constantly stuff beeping at us. 2 nights we were like $310. I was like $150 to tie up. And I realize it's Door County, but we haven't stayed there in a long time.
That's insane.
Yeah, but I was like, I wouldn't even pay that for a motel room. Holy crap, just to tie some lines to a dock and hook into shore power. So that was also one of the deciding factors. We thought, okay, yeah, we don't need to pay that to stay for a couple of nights. Egg Harbor isn't that nice. We can drive up there. Well, Death's Door. It is about 8:17 on Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. And just passing Plum Island. And this one's on Maine. We do have a wind we could sail through here, albeit frustratingly slow. And so we just didn't want to mess around with setting everything up for that kind of frustration, because we know how that goes. It's about 10 to 12 knots right on our stern. We're going to get 3.5, 4 knots, somewhere in that range. Maybe 4.5. And usually once we get everything rigged, the wind dies. So I think we'll wait until we get outside of the passage here. See what kind of wind angle that gives us, and the wind is supposed to shift also, so got a lot of stuff going on at once, so may get a couple hours of sailing in today. We'll see. Anything to add, hon? That is all. I don't know if this will show up on the camera, but holy cow, there's a whole crap load of cormorants out here. There's there's a bunch of fish out here or what, but and there's Michi. Say hey, Michi.
Hey, Michi.
Oh, fall my ass getting in the cockpit. Well, did get a little sail on her. Looks like we might get a couple hours in.
That's good.
We'll see if it was worth the effort. But right now we're doing between 4.5 and 5 knots with 15 knots on our stern. Give or take 14, 15. Dead on our stern, because that's all we ever seem to get.
Headwind or tailwind?
Yep, dead ahead, dead astern, or dead calm.
Thunderstorms after midnight. Lows in the upper 50s. North wind 15 to 25 miles an hour. Chance of rain 90%. Thursday, breezy. Mostly cloudy in the morning, then clearing. Isolated showers in the morning. Highs in the lower 70s. North wind 15 to 25 miles an hour, decreasing to 10 to 15 miles an hour in the afternoon. Thursday night, clear. Lows in the middle 50s. Northeast wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, in the evening becoming light and variable. Friday, sunny. Highs in the middle 70s.
Well, there is the Canna Island Light. Supposedly one of the most, if not the most, photographed lighthouses on the Great Lakes. And it is now a little before 11 on Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. Should be into Baily's Harbor here in about an hour and a half or so. I think we get to our first turn to start working our way into the harbor at about half, not even that far. No, further than, I don't know. I just stepped away from the chart plotter and I already don't remember. Anyway, it's that point right up there. Tour boat going by, so I was waving at them, got distracted. I don't know how fluid this video will be. But we are anchored here on Baily's Harbor. Arrived here yesterday about noon 30. And Lord the Dink went over into town. Sorry, I was climbing into the cockpit. Doubt that footage is going to look very good either. Anyway, I just wanted to get a picture of it. It's not at all what I expected. It's a huge harbor. We're anchored here in about 12 or 13 feet of water, I think. And yeah, we've driven through Baily's Harbor several times, well, at least a few times. And we've always thought that it's kind of a neat looking little spot. And they're always, I think we're probably subject to, I think that's probably why it's a popular spot. Every time we drive through, there are cars everywhere, people walking everywhere, and people must go, oh wow, there must be something to do here. This place is pretty neat. So that's exactly what we did, and we're like, that's it?
4 blocks.
Yeah, there's like 4 blocks, hardly any gift shops or stores or...
Restaurants. There's
yeah,
lots of
a few little restaurants, the Blue Ox, a couple of swanky looking places.
Pizza place.
Pizza place, sourdough pizza place. It smelled really good.
Cornerstone Pub, I think.
Which is where we ate. Yeah, I got some fried chicken there. Michelle had some Cajun fish. But, you know, typical pub type fare, which is fine. We like that kind of stuff. But, yeah, not... unless you're a fisherman, I don't see what you really do here as far as recreation or anything is concerned. So, anyway... I don't know how much I filmed coming down here yesterday. There wasn't much to film. It was kind of a boring trip. Not boring, but not very spicy sailing or anything.
We had just over 2 hours.
Yeah, we got a couple hours of sailing in, running directly before the wind. Could have gotten a little more. We could have sailed through Death's Door probably, but it would have required probably a jibe and a lot of sail handling and stuff I didn't feel like doing yesterday morning. It was just easier to get out of there. And we were ensconced in fog briefly. It didn't last very long. We could see it rolling in, though, as we were leaving Washington Harbor. We could see a couple of fishing boats out there, and holy cow, that was the tip of the iceberg. There were boats everywhere yesterday. Made getting down the west side of Washington Island a bit of a challenge because we were weaving in and out of fishing boats and low visibility. And we had a little more of that sailing along the peninsula here yesterday. We didn't have too many conflicts. There was one time where 3 of us were occupying a space.
Twice.
Yeah, twice where 3 of us were occupying a space of a few hundred yards. It's like, how in the heck? You're out here in the middle of nowhere and 3 boats are vying for the same position. Anyway.
We also saw quite a swarm.
A huge flock of mostly cormorants. Huge.
Huge.
I'd guess anywhere from 100 to 200, maybe more. The water was just black with them, and they were flying around, swirling and landing again. I don't know what they were up to. I don't know if there are a bunch of fish out there, bait fish of some kind or whatever. I don't know.
But they're having a good time.
But there were a bunch of cormorants. Anyway, anything else to add, hun?
I'm glad the sun came out, and I'm glad we're able to be in the cockpit because it wasn't very nice last night, and it wasn't nice this morning.
No, it was miserable. It was supposed to be gusting at 30 knots last night, and into today, they downgraded that a little bit. It was 25 knots, but the wind was wailing pretty good, and we're a little concerned we might drag anchor. Everything held up, and I got a good night's sleep. The wind died down, I think, a little bit last night. I didn't hear it screeching and howling in the rigging the way it usually does, so... But if it's really windy, and like it had been earlier in the evening. But yeah, we got a pretty good night's sleep, and it did pick up again today, but it's dying down now as it was forecast to do. Part of the reason we came here would have gotten us a little further down the lake, and it gave us a good anchorage to sit out the weather.
Yep.
But yeah, you look at the charts and everything else, and I imagine Baily's Harbor being a little cozier. Even though we've driven through it, I didn't remember it being this expansive. And
You can't tell that from the highway.
no. Again, yeah, an okay place, but I wouldn't come back here unless it was just an opportune place to drop the hook. There's really nothing to do here that I can see. We may be missing something.
Well, if we had access to a vehicle and go further south and play in the park.
Yeah, I guess you've got down at Cave Point, you've got some beaches and maybe some stone formations and stuff down there. I know there's an attraction. Then you've got the Canna Island Light up here that is a popular spot to visit. Things that we have only driven by because we're on our way to somewhere. I think we've rambled enough, unless you want to ramble anymore.
Nope.
I just wanted to get a picture of the harbor, and yeah, and then we've gone on and on. So
It's for our memory.
yeah, it's a home movie, but well, you want me to keep talking?
Nope, we're good.
That's enough.
That's enough.
All right. So, Baily's Harbor, ladies and gentlemen.